Have you been in an accident in the past and had no way to prove that you were not at fault? I know I have. Here's the solution for you. Get yourself a dash cam. You can get a cheap dash cam, but I wouldn't recommend it because the cameras, you will never see license plates or anything. So here I have the Vantrue Nexus N4 Pro. It is a 3-camera, 4K front camera, and then the interior and rear camera are 1080p high definition. This way you can protect yourself from inside the car and then from the front and rear. It's worth having a dash cam because the one time that you need it, you'll have it. So here we go. Like I said, I have this one here. It's the Vantrue Nexus N4 Pro. Again, it's a 4K Starvis 2 camera. That is the latest and greatest camera. So this one right here. And then the interior is a 1080p high definition. It also has a rear camera right here. That's a 1080p high definition camera. So this is the dash cam after all the research I've done that I decided to purchase. Again, it is the Vantrue Nexus N4 Pro, a 3-channel dash cam that mounts in the inside of your car, and it has everything in the box here. So let's go through what's in the box and then what accessories you'll need to purchase on the side. So first off, it does come with a very well designed manual. So I would read this if you purchase it. It comes with a tool for hiding the cables as you install it. This cable is, you can plug this into the camera and then pull off video. My preference would be to just pull out the memory card and plug it into your computer. It'd be much faster. They do provide these, my car is protected stickers. I will not be putting these on. I don't see any benefit to it. But if you are a work vehicle or something that you're trying to protect, then maybe this is a good idea. It does include additional 3M tape if you have to uninstall the camera, because they do use 3M tape to mount, and once you've used it, you can't reuse it. So this is a better mounting system than those suction cup ones. In the hot weather, those things fall off all the time. I don't know if you've ever had a radar detector and they just keep falling. So this is a permanent solution. Again, you can take it off and just use a little bit of fishing line and then run that through. They do provide these plastic static cling things so you'd place this on the windshield, and then you would take and mount the 3M to that. So you're not mounting the 3M tape to the car or to your windshield directly. It makes it easier for an uninstall. And they do provide one for the front and one for the back. They also provide a microfiber towel for cleaning the lenses. Over here we have the cable that you run from the dash cam to the back camera, and you'll hide that in the trim of your car. And then it does come with a 12-volt charger with an external USB-A port, so you can plug something in. So you'll plug this into your cigarette lighter and then run this to your dash cam and plug it into the base. Now this is a removable base, so you can mount this to the windshield, and then if you need to, you can take this off at any point in time, and it just mounts like that quickly. So over here is where you'll plug in the power source, and on the top of the camera is where you plug this long cable. And then again, you'll tuck that into the trim, and that's all there is to it. Now, they do include this quick connection guide, and what they're trying to point out to you is the camera that's in the rear does not plug into the base, it plugs into the camera. It does say rear. And so this is just a quick install guide. You really don't need this. I would follow the manual. Now, for things that you could purchase on the side that you might find useful, instead of using this cable here and plugging into your 12 volt, I'm going to be using this because my 12 volt is, it turns off when I get out of the car and turns back on when I get in. So this is perfect for what I want to do. I'm not going to be using the parking feature. I just want to have the dash cam running when I'm in the car. I have, with my Tesla, I have cameras already, so this is just it's not necessary. But you can buy a hardwire kit for it. The next thing you'll need to purchase is a memory card. It does not come with a memory card. They recommend their memory cards. Of course they would. It's their brand. What they do tell you is you need to get a high endurance card. So a card that can be written to all day long, because this will be recording all day long, and then it will loop and overwrite older stuff unless you've marked it as do not delete. And then the last thing that you could purchase for this is on the front, you can get a polarizer lens. I did purchase that. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. And that will remove a bit of the glare from the windshield that you'll get. So once I have that, I'll put that on, and hopefully I'll show you the difference once I install this. So that's all there is to this kit. It's, you know, it's really nice. It feels of high quality. I'm just going to point out that on the side here where this is the on and off and the event button. So if you press this, it will save the file that's running at the time and you can't overwrite it. But inside here is where you would place the micro SD card. So I have it already installed here. So the reason I already have that in there is I went and downloaded the latest firmware updates for the camera and the rear camera, and I used the memory card process to install it. It's a fairly straightforward step. You format the card in the camera, and you take it out and you download the bin file for the front camera and put it in the root of this or just on the card, put it in here, power it on, and it will do the upgrade. There's two of them, one for the front and one for the rear. So I've already gone ahead and done all that. So it's really now just an install process. So a couple things that you want to just be aware when you're installing this is the visor. If you're placing it near the visor, just make sure that you can bring down the visor without hitting this. The second is where the wipers wipe like this. You want to be in that wipe zone, because if you're outside of the wipe zone and it's raining, you won't be able to see through the raindrops that are on the car. So you just got to make sure that it's placed in the right place. And then the third thing that you want to look for is if you have that built-in antenna on the top of your car or some type of metal mesh that's there, you want to have the camera not going through that. So I'm placing mine just behind the mirror below the Tesla cameras. Anyway, let's go ahead, let's get this installed. Shouldn't be too hard, just got to run the power and then the camera itself, the rear camera part. These mounting processes should be fairly straightforward. We're just going to stick this on there, peel this back, and then use the primer to have it stick better, and then leave it in place. Anyway, let's get into it. So like I mentioned, if you have some metal thing here that's for your camera or for your radio antenna, then you don't want to place it there. I'm going to be placing mine right here, just below the cameras in the center. I took a look and I saw right here, it's a good spot as well, but it kind of impedes my vision. So I just want to make sure that it's out of my point of view and gets the best. So I'm going to be placing it right there. So for this Tesla Model 3, the power plug is right here. And what I'm going to do is run the wire over this, underneath this trim, down below the seat, underneath this carpet, underneath this trim, up around the piece right here, and then over to the camera spot there. I will need to, or what I'm going to do is just remove this because it'll make it easier. It's kind of holding it here. So I will remove this. There's just a screw back there, and get this out of the way. And then I'll have to pull off the A-pillar cover that has the airbag, and then this stuff here. So I'll be running the wire down under this carpet, right? So I'll be running it underneath this carpet alongside this other wire. Okay, so I ran the wire down underneath the mount, and then I've placed it underneath carpet, and then it's over here underneath the rail. Okay, so now that we've run the wire here, we'll just move the seat back out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and remove these two covers. So this one's just pop it out. This one as well. Just pull it out. Put that out of the way. Right here, there's a clip that we need to remove for the bottom one. There we go. And then we just need to remove this panel. So just lift it up. Pull that out of the way. And then all we do is run this underneath the carpet so that it's secure, like that, and then just put it in the track with the other cable. There we go. So you can't really see it. And then we're just going to run it along the other cables. Now we'll go inside and we'll remove the A-pillar cover. There's an airbag here, so we just got to be careful with that. But I've removed this in the past, so it's fairly straightforward. So let's go into there. Okay, so here's the A-pillar, just held in with clips, so it'll sound like you're breaking something, but it's not. Don't pull it all the way off. There's a holder clip there. There we go. So you can see right there, there's a clip that holds it on. So all you need to do is twist this off. Now you could do it with this in place, but it's just, for me, I've taken this off a few times. So just twist twice to get it in place. And then after that, you're just gonna pull this out. Like that. So now you have full access. So what we're gonna do is run the wire up along this and then under here. So let's take this off at the same time. Because this is just held in with clip again, just like the others. There we go. So that just removes that plastic piece. And then you can remove this, just don't lose it. And what that allows you to do is now pull this down a little bit better. And there is space there. So I'll just place I have a couple zip ties here. So that keeps it out of the way. And now we just got to make sure that we have enough length. Okay, so here's where I place the third, the rear camera. Normally this would be placed in the back window, but I put it here because as an Uber driver, I want to make sure that the safety of my passengers and myself is key. So I put it here so that way I have a higher view of what's going on in the back seat. And I also have the camera over here so you can see. If I get closer, really you can't see the screen, but there is a really good view. I'll put an insert here of that. So the camera's right here. I've got the inside passenger camera with the IR, so at night you'll be able to see. I don't know what this camera will do at night, but that's where it's placed. Again, I ran the wires all along on the inside in here. There's a big bundle of the rear camera wire in here, and I ran it down and then out. It's a very clean install. The one thing I did have was that was as far as I could move the camera over. I wanted to move it over a little bit further, but I couldn't. But it's good there. It's mostly out of the view, so it's makes it safer. If I put it up here, it'd be kind of in the way. So I'm happy with that. If I have to, I can move it. Yeah, other than that, I'm really happy with it. So here's a couple of shots that I took with the camera. You can see the inside and the outside view, so pretty good. I'm really happy with it. We'll see how it does at night, and I'll be posting that as well. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video. Thanks.